Most people spend more time and energy talking about problems than trying to solve them. And this is absolute facts. See, we live in a world where complaining is starting to now be the new norm. Everybody want to complain like little babies, like little kids. This is the world we're now living in. I see around everywhere. I see people complaining about this, complaining about that. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's the politicians. Oh, it's this, is that, is these people, is that person. Sound like nothing but complaining and excuses to me. So instead of spending all your time, instead of them spending all their time and energy complaining about said problem, they should spend all their time and energy solving that problem. I remember before I knew everything about the world and the way that I knew everything was, I remember learning how rigged the game was and rigged the system was. They'll say, the people running the world, they have the most money. They don't have to pay taxes. It's rigged, it's rigged, it's rigged. They complaining. I'm sitting thinking, I need to be in the top. I need to get in the top 1% then. I need to be in the top 1%. I need to be able to rig the game. See, the people don't think this way. They think in a way, let's take from other people. So they complain about their problems because they don't have the work ethic to solve the problem. So what they want to do is they want to take from people who've solved the problem. They want to take without giving. So they want to take without the work ethic. They want to take and look around. Yeah, let's take from the rich. Let's take it from them. But nobody has put in the work. I believe, truly me, and I truly believe this. And I believe this, I think God put this in place. The effort you put out is what you receive. It's what you receive. So a lot of people looking around, you need to understand, there's something wrong. There's something missing. Perhaps you're spending more time and energy talking about the problem, complaining about it, blaming other people, blaming the politicians, blaming the rich, all of these different things. This is what people do. They sit and blame all these different circumstances. This, is that. Book of Proverbs said, the slothful says there's a lion in the way. Most of you sitting up saying there's a lion in the way. There's something in the way. There's an invisible barrier. Well, most of you need to understand that it's on your own mind. Your own mind is causing these things. Your own mind is causing you from not solving your own problems. And this brings me into, as I just mentioned, mental barriers. Stressing and worrying, mental barriers. See, we can learn how to solve problems without stressing about it. This is a skill most people need to learn. Because if you don't learn this skill, guess what you are? You're infantile. You are a child. If you can't handle your own stress and worry and your emotional control, then you're effectively a little child. Because what do you do with little children? Oh, it's okay. Calm down. It's okay. Oh, good. Calm the baby down. Perhaps you're a baby in a full adult grown body. You need help. Teach them emotional control. Stop stressing and worrying about this garbage. Life can be solved. Problems can be solved without stressing and worrying. A lot of people don't truly understand that. I remember telling people, look, you can solve the problem without stressing about it. Even the master said it himself. Why are you stressing and worried about these things? Your Heavenly Father know what you need. Look at the fowls of the earth, the birds in the sky. They don't sow no reap. So all these things are mental barriers, which is causing people to be trapped and enslaved to their own thoughts and their own mind. And until you free your mind, perhaps I'm Morpheus walking through the matrix, stepping on all the serpents' necks, blooding them down in the neck. Yeah. But what I'm saying is there's a bunch of mental barriers inside of your own mind. Perception is key. Everything is within your control of how you think about certain things. So steady talking about the problem ain't solving the problem. Many people should have thought about this and knew this now. Coming up with all these ideas on how to solve the problem ain't solving the problem until you do action. So you need to sit down and you need to come up with a bunch of ideas, yes. But you also need to become very, very action-oriented. God and the universe reward action takers. It rewards action takers. I can give you a simple parable to let you figure out, decide with logic. There's two farmers. One farmer prays to God and goes outside and throws seeds out into the ground. The other farmer prays to God and does nothing else. Who in the harvest will receive more fruit? We know who, the one who took the action. So there's proof that God rewards action takers. Start to take the action for what it is that you want. Take the action to solve your problems. So most people are truly ensnared by their own problems because of their lack of work ethic and their lack of action. See, this is not even all about hard work. Because, listen, I say this is not all about hard work because you can work hard, but at the wrong things. A lot of 9-to-5 workers work so hard. The people out in the coal mine, the people out, they work so hard. And most of them are trying to escape and do something else. I'm talking about the people specifically that's trying to escape. I have nothing against 9-to-5 workers. If you want to work a job and that's that's your life path, that's good. I'm talking about the people who actively want to escape. The people who actively want to escape their 9-to-5s, they're working hard at the wrong thing. They're working harder than everybody else. And then a lot of people I know, they want to blame the rich. Let's tax the rich. Let's do this to the rich. No, why not just try to become that? That's why I say it's the lack of work ethic. It's the lack of work ethic. They don't even believe they can do it. They don't even have the belief, let alone. So when these people approach me, I'm just thinking like, bro, like I just think I might as well try and do it then. If these people are getting away with this, making all of the money, they having the most money, let me do what they doing. At least let me learn about it. So that's what made me think, spend more time taking action. Spend more time taking action. More. This is why I wake up and I say more. The action that I take and the action that I undergo per day, I can foresee the future. I can map it out. I know everything. I know how my future will look because of the daily actions I'm undertaking. Now, it's not always about even physical reward, as I keep saying. It's about some spiritual rewards too. And they can call it spiritual rewards. A lot of people look at this spiritual as jargon. It's not jargon. You can call it, I can say spiritual rewards, or I can say wisdom, knowledge, insight, prudence, all these things. I can say these things are gained as you start to go over time, as you start to better over time, as you start to solve more problems. And in fact, in life, we get paid in direct proportion to the problems we can solve. Comedians solve laughter, pain. Comedians solve pain. They will make you laugh your pain out, make you forget about all of your problems. And that's why I think a lot of this entertainment is also circus. It's also circus. And I think a lot of streamers are clowns. The reason I say clowns, and I'm not bashing every streamer, I'm talking about some. The reason I say clowns, because what do clowns do? Clowns embarrass themselves for money or for these things. So streamers are going around now embarrassing themselves for views and money. You don't want to be a clown. These people are clowns. People that embarrass themselves for money and clicks and views. Now we're starting to live in a degenerate society. That's all going to tie into my point. We're living in a degenerate society, whereas now they're trying to make it the new norm to be stupid and dumb. These people going into random stores, messing with 9-to-5 workers for some clicks and views on their streams. You will be brought down. So stop spending time on talking about the problem and do it. Do it. You know what you need to do. You know the things that you have to do. Do it. Now, what happens with this when you start to become a problem solver? Society rewards you. Men start to give into your bosom now. So now you go from reaping spiritual rewards, wisdom, all of these things, mental resilience. You start to get self-control, all these things as you start to solve your own problems. Then as you start to solve your own problems, you start solving society's problems. Once you start solving society's problem, guess what? Money starts to fall into your bosom. Money starts to bring itself to you. You start to attract it to you because now you're solving society's problem. You get paid in society to the direct proportion of the problems you can solve. That's value. The reason people value you is because it's something scarce. You can do something. You can do something that most people can't do, or there's a demand for what you have. So if you start to solve problems, I guarantee you can make money, value. See, most people don't. See, this is the thing. This is the thing. This is where we go deeper down the rabbit hole. I'm about to get started. Most people, I keep saying, are not incompetent. God placed abilities in all of us. Most people are not incompetent. They're just lazy or distracted because they have the ability to sit down and solve their problems. If you can solve your own problems, you can solve that same problem for somebody else and other people. You can get paid in direct proportion. But the reason why people don't solve their own problems is because they're lazy and distracted. They're in the circus like Rome. They're in the circus, entertainment, Sunday football, Sunday basketball, sitting up looking up Spurs, watching the Spurs play game, play in the rectangle, shoot a ball in the net. Well, no wonder why your problems isn't solved. No wonder why. You're in clown world, circus world. And until you escape or you either find moderation, then most people are going to stay there. I don't try to bash people, but I mean, a lot of my things that I talk about is from experience. People come to me and I'm having to help them. Someone came to me, Preem, I want to do what you're doing. Oh, I'm going to do what you're doing. Oh, I want to start this. I want to start this. I'm going to start this business and do this. I say, okay. Have you started? No, I haven't, but I have this big idea. Well, have you started? A month later, text him back. Have you started? Nothing. Distracted in clown world. Texting, and they will reply. I'll be like, okay, what are you doing right now? Well, I'm watching Spurs versus the Knicks. So I'm watching the Spurs game. I'm watching basketball. What are you doing? You just told me you was ready to escape. You just told me you wanted to do what I'm doing. All of a sudden, you back to the TV screen. You didn't even try to figure it out. These people, how do you help these people? You didn't even try to figure it out. You went right back to the TV screen right after. It doesn't make sense. Another person come to me, Preem, I need money for my light bill. I say, okay, what are you doing right now? Oh, I'm watching the Sunday football game. What are you doing with your time? You know, why would you come to me and ask me, how do you do something? And then you go right back to the TV screen. That's why I say people are not incompetent. They're lazy and distracted. Nobody wants to put in the real effort to build something because they know building going to take some pain, but they don't know that they're suffering more pain of not building than building. They think they're suffering less pain by watching the TV shows instead of fixing their problems. And in fact, they're facing more pain because they're in a pain of regret of what could have been. They're living every day of what could have been. I could have been something, but I chose to watch TV football and TV basketball every day. So they could have been something, but they're lazy and distracted. So instead of them putting the work and the effort it takes to build something, they don't want to go through the long nights of suffering. They don't want to go through the long nights of not knowing of how something is going to work. They don't want to go through the long nights of not seeing results and still having to push through. But you can. You have a chance. You actually have a chance. These people, they already clicked off. The people I am genuinely describing has already clicked off. They've been off the video a long time ago. So you have a chance. And you know where to find me. The link is in the description. It's the free Telegram. You know where to find me for more things like this. And also to keep in touch in case of deletion of all these things. So I want to leave you with one thing. Don't wait. Don't spend time too much research. You have enough research. God has placed everything inside somebody. Now you can say God or you say universe, or I can just sit and say you have everything already inside of you. All you need is just a little bit. If you use the little bit, it'll turn to a lot, because that's how the universe works. He that has little, much more will be given to. He that had not even what he has shall be taken away. So you need to absolutely start to use the little that you have. You need to go back to my video. I explained this. I said you need to use what you have. The video title is something similar to that. Go watch that video. If you made it to this, go watch that video, because that video will teach you what do you actually have. What you actually have is those things that are permanent, things that do not pass away, things that cannot be took from you. That's what you really have. And truly, we have our own mind. Appreciate you for watching. If you watched, you know where to find me, as I said. Ending it right here.